scrambling, man. I'm just...
Yeah?
Yeah, I got the pre-trip scramblies, you know.
Yeah. Have you reached the elusive and desired fuck it point yet?
I have. Still... Hunter and I were just talking
nice.
about that. We were in the living room talking, and I still have so much to do. You and I still have Kush Cap to record tomorrow. I've got a yoga class and a yoga podcast to record by tomorrow. And I was like, but you know, I feel that sense of calm starting to settle in, and
that sense of like, it'll get done or it won't.
It's going to happen. I'm done packing. Yeah. Like my suitcase is done, and I got a little hard shell, kind of like you have, you know, except it's mauve. It's like it's the same color as my bathroom. It's like that dusty little pink color. And I think it's also Wrangler brand. And I didn't realize that they made luggage, but they do. And I love her, and she's packed and ready on her little wheels, ready to roll through that airport.
I'm sorry. I feel like we really breezed by Wrangler.
I know. I ordered them and they came in, and Hunter was like, "Are those Wrangler?" I was like, yeah.
Okay, pause. Where did you order these? Did you go specifically to like the Wrangler.com?
I ordered the cheapest carry-on hard shell luggage I could find.
They're affordable.
They were affordable. Oh yeah, no.
The Wrangler brand hard shell luggage is affordable.
Dude. Yeah, no, I'm flying Frontier on Tuesday. I went for the cheapest luggage I could get.
I forgot Frontier was an airline.
I refuse for a flight. If a flight is less than 3 hours, I'm cheaping cheap as much as I can cheap.
Sure.
And I did it. And so
it's a one way, yeah.
What?
Pause.
I'm never coming back.
I meant nonstop flight.
Oh yes, no, I will not fly nonstop.
You're fucking off forever.
I'm going away. No, I will not book a flight that isn't straight through. I can't handle it. I can't. I don't trust. Not only do I not want to be on a plane more plane times than I have to be, I don't trust the plane.
I don't trust it.
I don't trust the layover to leave on time.
I don't trust the bags to find where they're supposed to. I don't like any of it. I only do it when I absolutely have to.
Yeah. Which luckily this
for
time,
long distance and whatnot.
We both are only packing in our carry-ons. And
how long are you staying?
For like a while, like Tuesday through Sunday.
I thought you were going to say like 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks, a fortnight.
That's substantial.
No, we'll be there we fly back on Sunday on my birthday, and I'm going to immediately get home and crash and die because we fly out at 6 a.m. on Sunday.
Please don't say crash and die when we're
That's
talking
fair.
about you
but does that let you know how far I've come?
Truly, I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, for as much as we have both talked about the almost phobia level fear, we sure have been on a lot of planes recently.
I'm fine with it.
And been pretty okay.
Like, I was talking to Hunter about that last night. I was like, at least the good thing about all of this, I was like, the first time we flew to Anahata's Purpose, for 9 months out, I would be having a great day and just be like,
yeah. It was the 2012 effect.
It's exactly what it was. Yeah. The 2012 effect. And I would remember that I was going to die in a plane in 9 months or whatever, Yeah. And it's like, this time it's more just like, man, I got to be on a plane. And that's the worst.
I gotta go to the airport.
I gotta get squeezed on a little plane for 3 hours.
Yeah. Do you remember that video I sent you where it was the girls that were like, we gotta get eyes on the gate?
yes, eyes on the gate.
Eyes on the gate.
I related
I immediately
hard to that.
Well, so it seems you're gonna be escaping the weather.
Yeah, well, and so it's gotten a little bit better because for a hot minute it was showing to be like, it's stair-steps back. So initially it was showing to be icing on Tuesday, and I was like, fuck. Because I didn't know that was going to be for the planes. And then it was showing to be flurrying on Tuesday with a little bit of snow. And an acquaintance of mine is a pilot, and I wrote them, and they fly for American, and I was like, hey, what is it like if it snows? Like, I was like, do planes take off in the snow? I feel like they have to, because up north, it snows all the time. They can't just ground planes every
It seems
time.
like it'd have to be pretty significant.
It's fine. It's fine if it snows. And so by that point, but now it's not even showing that. It's just going to be cold AF. And we're going to leave that. Granted, it's not going to be much better in Florida. It's going to be like rainy and 50 in Florida the whole time. Well, but, whatever. It's not 30s and low 40s. So who gives a shit?
Or like tonight, it's going to be 19.
It's really dumb.
Which is unheard of for these parts. Well, not unheard of.
It's January. We're here now. And I have hit the excited point. I'm ready. Yeah, and this is for a wedding, so it's like kind of got some work to it. So it's not just like full vacation. Sure. But at this point, I'm like, we got a little trip we're going on.
You got to like shave.
Yeah, I was like,
put on a nice dress.
I had to pack nice clothes, and like make room in my little hard shell carry on for like my nice clothes.
Let me ask you this. How do you feel about attending weddings?
I eloped. So I feel like that should tell you everything about that.
Okay. Listen, I love weddings.
I don't.
The ceremony part that's fine. I get it. You love each other. Cute. The next part, I really like. I like any party where you can go and there's booze and food.
I guess that's fair to say. Like, I do not really care much for the ceremony part just because I feel like a voyeur, which is one of the reasons. And I know that's not the point. I know that that's not what's happening. Like, people have a wedding, you're invited to it. But that was why I eloped, because I was like, this is like a solemn vow. Like it felt very weird for me personally. So anytime I'm like in a wedding, especially, and I'm just standing there watching, I'm like, what do I do with my body? What do I do? I look away?
I don't mind it. I think it's, sweet. I think it's, whatever. I will say I have been to some tremendously long weddings. Like, I get it. You each get a chance to say something and then like a little whatever. But like, I have been to some weddings where like the preacher read the Bible for like 3 years. I went to a wedding where I think it was one of the people getting married, they really wanted a song played during their wedding. The thing was, it wasn't like at my wedding, I had, like my dad performed on a guitar, right? Like that's different. And it was short, but at this wedding, somebody just hit play on like a boombox and it was like 2 minutes and 50 seconds of just a song and people kind of shifting around in their seats.
And listen.
You're just like... And then, like, the two people getting married were just standing up there holding each other's hands, looking at each other. And it's cute. Like, I get it. That's probably cuter in your head. But, it's like, I remember just being like...
me not knowing what to do with myself. Like, I feel... It's not like the wedding's fault that I feel uncomfortable. It's me. I'm the one. And but luckily, I've not really been to any weddings that had a crazy long ceremony. Usually, it's about 15 to 20, and it's over. And I think that's great. I think that's great.
I think it's fine.
And then afterwards, you can get some food and you can all mingle, and that's it's fine.
Well,
it's cool.
Okay, you do bring up a good point because, if it's a wedding where, there's two polar ends of the spectrum here, and then right in the middle. Right in the middle is where I don't like to be, right? But let me tell you what I'm saying. So on one end of the spectrum, you have somebody who is getting married who you are very close to. It is a good friend, and most people there at the wedding are good friends, and you can all have a good time together, right? At the other end of that spectrum, you don't really know anybody who's there, but you have your own little tight group that you came with, and nobody in your little tight group knows anybody. You're just kind of like, you were like a politeness invite. Okay. So your handful of people who were also polite invites came, and you get to like sit in the back. You get to like have your own little table where you just talk shit with
it's
everybody.
Really good
and I'm not saying talk shit,
I know
about,
what you
but
mean.
just, talk. It's one of those. It's in the middle where you kind of know people, like, you kind of know the people, but it's like a work wedding. You still have to be on your best behavior. Right. And it's like, you might know your plus one if you got one, but like nobody else there is really in your circle. That's what I don't like to be
I get you on that.
opposite sides of the spectrum are both equally
luckily
fun
I'm on the know everybody side, which will be fun. It's going to be a really good time. I feel so awkward, and that just is what it is. There's not much to do about it, but once the ceremony's over, it's party time, and I'm ready for that. It's going to be
Are
good.
you in it?
I'm in it.
Or you're in it.
I'm in it.
Okay.
Which I actually like, while it makes me feel even more like I don't know what to do with myself, it gives me a job, which I like.
Yeah, I get that. Because sometimes, I've been in a wedding and I'm like, okay, the job is to sit here and to look at them. Mm-hmm. And it's like, nobody's looking at me, even though I'm standing up here and there's a ton of people like facing this direction.
It's just you and them, and that's your job.
And that's it. Mm-hmm. But like, I get it.
So I would, in a weird way, rather be in the wedding than attend it. Like, I'm still attending it, obviously. But like, I'm kind of cool with being, and I got a dress, and it's cool. And then when it's done, we'll probably sit at the table, the big fancy head table, because we're in the party, and
that's right.
We'll get to eat first, food. Which is tight.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
Well, that sounds wonderful. Yeah. What are we talking about today?
So I have been thinking about these ever since we did our last episode of Kushiel's Avatar, because
boobies.
When they went to, it's always those. But when they went to Aragonia, Nicolas Levert served them olives, Spanish olives. And I was like, you know what? I don't know dick shit about olives. So,
dude,
that's what we're doing.
Polarizing
topic. Yeah. And it's a funny topic too, in the sense that like, I should have known, I guess, how complicated of a topic this was going to be, because I guess I did not realize how far reaching across humanity olives are. And it's one of those where, one, I don't have any time. This was like and so I was about halfway through it when I was like, this probably could have used a little more time, but I didn't have time to do anything else. So it's we do what we can. I still got a shit pile of notes, because there's a ton of history with olives.
Listen, olive oil. When I was a kid, I thought that the olives that you typically see that have the orange pimento or pepper or whatever is stuffed into it, right? Your classic green olive with the orange thing. I thought that that's how they grew on the tree.
Right.
Like, I mean little kid.
Didn't know about them hard seeds.
Didn't know I didn't know that it was a whole different thing. And when I learned that they like took the seed out and stuffed that orange thing in, I don't know why, but it sticks out in my mind as one of like those childhood mind blows.
I think I know you're a you like olives, yeah?
I
love olives.
Yeah, I love olives.
Love olives. Like, dude, an olive bar?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Every kind of olive. Every kind.
I've never met an olive I don't like.
Black.
Kalamata?
Yeah.
Dude, any kind. Delicious. It doesn't matter. I've never met an olive that I'm like, ew, gross. Like, even sometimes they're like, oh, this is an interesting flavor. I'm always like, but I'm having another one.
But I like it. But it's an olive. And you know what I like? If you stuff its little butthole with some like, garlic.
Dude, those Costco garlic jalapeno stuffed ones that you can only seemingly find at Costco are unfair. And they're so big.
Oh yeah. Big fucking
whole clove of garlic in there. The whole thing is in there.
Yeah. And you eat it and it stinks so good.
Oh, it does. It basically comes out of your pores. It comes out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
You want to make a martini and put one of those on a stick and give it to me?
I love it so much. I know there's lots of people that do not like olives, but I'm just going to say this
so
one
many people
time.
Upset right now. Yeah.
I judge you a little.
I think it's fine. I think they're strong. I get it.
They're pungent.
There's a couple of things that I understand people not like. I love garlic and onions, but I kind of get it if you don't.
Yeah,
I
feel like I understand that, or I feel like I could understand garlic, or fucking A. I feel like I could understand olives more than that, because olives, in all seriousness, they're pungent. And like, I even feel like I remember, like, I always liked them well enough, but like, as a kid, I would eat olives, you know. But as I've gotten older, I've developed more of a love of the astringent and the pungent type things. But like, I have a hard time imagining not just getting filthy with garlic. Like, I just, it's such a love of mine that I can't even imagine not.
I would sleep with, in the biblical way, a clove of garlic.
Yes, you would lie with garlic.
Possible. Yes, I would lie down with garlic. Dude, I saw this chick on TikTok, R.I.P., who like makes these stinky fucking cocktails. And she's great because she just puts the gnarliest shit in it. And she made a martini once. And she like did the olive or whatever, but she put fucking pepperoncini juice.
Oh, dude.
And like, put some pepperoncini on the stick.
I could actually drink that martini.
It was like nasty. I think there was like a little bit of like a jalapeno juice out of the can too.
Give me that.
And it looked
that's our summer restoration drink, is that like, because we usually like we eat a lot of pepperoncinis or pepperoncinis, whatever. I'm uncultured.
If you're pretentious.
And there's always like, so, you know, like we go through like a lot of jars of them in the summertime. And so then you got your jar with like 3 little sad floaty pepperoncinis in there.
Yes.
And so then we just combine all of those and make a mega jar of juice. And that just gets poured into like little shot glasses. And like on a hot work day, we've been working in the yard. You come in and you drink that ice cold pepperoncini juice.
Yeah.
You feel it in your toes. Yeah. It brings you back to life. It's unbelievable.
Dude, it's the electrolytes.
It's also really good for those who appreciate a roast. If you pour a whole jar of pepperoncinis in with a roast in a crock pot, dude, juice and all. Like, and so like I heard about this by Hunter's mom told us, and she uses the whole ones that are the unsliced ones. So it's a whole pepperoncini. So then it cooks all day in the juice of the roast. So when you get one in your bowl and you eat it, not only is it full of pepperoncini juice, somehow through osmosis, it's full of meat juice.
Yeah.
Change your world, man.
You know what? One of my favorite things, and this will be, listen, we'll get to your actual topic, but one of the things that you go to Olive Garden.
Okay.
You sit down at the Olive Garden and you get that cold plate salad. You find that pepperoncini.
Or just that one pepperoncini in there.
That one pepperoncini that they're allowed to give you, I guess. You dig it out like a fucking treasure.
It is the treasure. It's the star of the show.
At the Olive Garden.
What are you talking about? Did I ask? No.
Well, I actually was inspired by, I took a walk shortly before recording this. I've had a lot of this energy, and I was like, I had a little bit of the I'm about to freak out energy. You know, that I was like, I'm going to go for a walk. So I just busted out. I took out the trash, put on my little coat. I got a new little coat. I got to show it to you. It's cute.
Okay,
anyway,
cute. I love a coat.
Anyway, so I just walked around it, and it is chili cold.
It's crispy. Yeah.
It's crispy. And I just got out of the shower. My hair was wet, and it was and I was thinking, man, there's not a lot of people out here. And I'm like, well, duh. Like, everybody's inside. You know, everybody is inside right now for the cold. And this is perhaps maybe a little America-centric. Sorry, everyone else.
Right now, but right here, it's cold.
A lot of the country is experiencing either right now or they are about to be this upcoming week some particularly what's the word, some storms, some coldness, some snowstorms are coming through, some winter weather advisory, you know. And I was like, this is about to be a week of people fucking stuck inside, probably chewing their feet off, you know. So I wanted to talk about just, you know, what we can do with what we already have in our house when we have a bunch of pent up fucking freaking out energy. And it's not like specifically for cold shit. It's just like, what do you do when you're stuck in your house and all you want to do is go out and collect a pine cone, but you can't.
You got a little bit of the cabin fever.
You got a little bit of the stir crazies.
I get that. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. That's a good topic. And it's weird recording this so far in advance. I keep forgetting what day it is because, like, we're recording this way far in advance because I'm going to be in a different state when this episode normally comes out. And It's kind of recording this at the precipice before it gets super hairy. So I like it. It'll be nice.
It's the quiet before the storm.
It's the quiet before the storm.
Oh, no. What does he say? No, he doesn't say quiet before the storm. He says, it's the deep breath before the plunge. That's what it is.
That's who?
Gandalf. He's talking to Pippin. And he's coughing a lot in that one scene, but they never explain why. Anyway.
Who goes first?
I believe that it is me. Last time we did Bust a Might and Ethics and Magic, so it's my turn. I'm gonna talk to you now. That wasn't. I was trying to do the Zelda song to that, but it didn't work out. Anyway,
like with the merchant shop.
Yeah. Do you remember that freak that sold you the masks?
I think about the freak that sells you the masks a lot. I still.
Why is he so smiley?
He's really happy about something.
He's a fucking freak. Yeah. Anyway, if you haven't played Ocarina of Time, please do. I recently spoke to somebody who was like, I never got into the Zelda games. And they were like, not for lack of want, like, I don't hate them. I just never got into them. And I was like, whoa. How do you not grow up with that Ocarina?
With that Ock? I've only played that one and Majora's Mask and failed. I never played any beyond it, but I'm sure they're great.
That counts. So I want to talk about so when we're kept inside, but this time of year particularly with the winter storms, I think that there's a couple of ways to feel about it. I think a lot of people can feel very cozy, but also we're past Christmas time. We're past when the newness of the cold weather is novel, and it's like, ooh, fuzzy socks and cocoa and indoors and fireplaces. We're kind of reaching the like, okay.
You wait for spring
enough. Now. Right. Yeah. And most of the time, especially here, when it's not really that cold, like it's cold. Don't get me wrong. Like if you go out naked, you're going to be cold.
It's cold enough to be inconvenient.
Exactly. But like right now, if I needed to leave and go to the store, I could. Yeah. I'm not stuck in the house. I just prefer to not go out. You know what I'm saying? But here coming up soon, when we're in the teens, listen, you tell me to go outside, I shoot you in the head. But so I think that it's normal to feel a little cozy about it, but also deal with a little bit of stir craziness. And I think that it is a good time to sort of channel that energy, that very buzzy energy that I'm still kind of coming down from myself right now. I don't know if you can tell, but it's a lot in the body to hold. You know what I mean? When you've got that buzzy energy feeling. And I think sometimes when we're stuck in the house, it gets exacerbated. We kind of start thinking in circles. And if you're anything like me, you might look around at all the things that you quote unquote should be doing. Like, I'm stuck inside, so this is a great time to really clean. I should clean up or organize this or do this task I've been putting off. But if you don't, it just sends you further down that like spiral,
kind
right?
of just feel like a rat in a cage.
Exactly. Despite all of your rage, you're still Billy Corgan's ass eating chips on a stage. Did you see that? No. There was semi-recently, I guess, I don't know if it was at their concert or what, but he was on stage just down in a bag of chips.
Oh, what kind of chips?
Somebody said, I don't know, they look like Doritos or something. And somebody said, despite all my rage, I'm still eating chips on the stage.
Beautiful.
And it cracked me up. It was this bald ass. So I wanted to talk about, first of all, using what we already have. So a lot of the times when we talk about things, we're like, oh, you can go out into nature and get a stick. Or you can go and get a handful of dirt. But like, what if we don't? What if we use the shit we already have? What if we challenge ourselves to use the shit we already have so we don't have to go out and get our little tootsies cold? Get creative with what's around you. So first up, we start in the kitchen. We have salt. What else do you have in the kitchen?
I mean,
so many fucking herbs.
So many herbs. I was going to say, I've got a lazy Susan full of herbs. And then I've got those are my kitchen spices. And then I've got my drawer with all of my, angelica root and my kava kava and my fucking Damiana and all that shit.
Do you ever forget sometimes that you can just use herbs? Like, for some reason in my head, I get this divide that doesn't actually exist. And I'm like, here's my shelf of herbs that I have for witchcraft. And in the kitchen, no, those are herbs for cooking. But then I totally remember sometimes I could just take some red pepper flakes from my kitchen.
It depends on the spice for some reasons. Like for some reason, like cumin, I don't think about using that in magic. I could.
Ooh.
But
I wonder what we
did a whole topic. I remember that was the one, the cumin seed was what the demon would count for the bread demon. But that's right. All I remember. But cayenne I use in magic all the time, and it's in my Lazy Susan cabinet, So it really just depends. Dried basil I'll use, and I have a thing of dried rosemary, and I use that both in cooking but it's like a lot of my onion powder and garlic powder, I don't, and I could. Yeah. But I just forget.
I was cleaning up in the kitchen recently, and I was kind of overwhelmed with how many spices I have, and I was just looking at them, and I had a lot of repeats. Sometimes you are at the store and you're like, do I have I'll pick up some garlic powder or whatever, right? So I had some repeats, and I was looking at this handful of extras that I had. I'm like, I guess I'll just put these away. And then I had the thought, I was like, I could actually take some of this cinnamon. I had I was like, I could replenish my dwindling cinnamon in my altar. And for some reason my head was like, no, you can't.
This is kitchen cinnamon.
What? So we put these, I think, sometimes weird little restrictions on things. Cumin, by the way, is primarily associated with protection against evil spirits, negative energy, and general negativity. It also, promotes faithfulness.
I remember that. I remember it would keep your dude from accidentally slipping into somebody else if they leave the house.
Here's a very straightforward sentence I found somewhere that says, pagans use cumin for protection.
Excellent.
Period.
Full stop.
Great. All right, so let's see. Hold on, let me bring my notes back up. Another thing I wanted to talk about, besides your general, the shit you can probably open up your herb cabinet and look at and be like, that's, you ever slice open a tea bag, my brother, and use those herbs?
No, but only just because I have a lot of loose leaf tea, which I absolutely use. I will totally use it.
Well, I find myself either getting tea as gifts or from places. The place that sends me my brain medication every month, they always include a little a tea bag of chamomile tea into it. I think it's cute, but I'm like, I don't really drink chamomile tea just by itself plain, because I have my loose chamomile that's also mixed with, lavender and all the other shit that I would rather use. So sometimes, I've sliced open a bag of tea that I haven't needed, or I find some really old tea and I'm like, I probably don't want to ingest this. But you know what I could do?
Yeah.
Could offer.
Put it in a blender.
This is a good offering.
Yeah.
Let's see. But also, what about food? What about the stuff we have sitting around? I did a little precursory list of some things that, because I know that, Mace, you like to do the deep dives into the food, such as today.
I do. I like to talk about a food.
You like to talk about a food, but have we ever talked about rice?
I don't.
Or I've got rice, beans and lentils, sugar and vinegar are my examples for today.
I don't know if we've talked about something about rice is vaguely familiar, but at the same time, I'm not sure. I'm shocked we've not talked about beans, but we actually might not have, which is insane considering the name. And I don't think we've talked about vinegar.
I think it would be too meta if we talked about beans. Right. Everyone would just fucking explode. So let's see, if we're looking to use some of the stuff we already have, rice can be good for abundance and prosperity works. I know that in certain cultures, rice is actually used, dyed rice for different purposes and stuff I have seen. But just on the general, because there's so many of them, and it makes me think of the demons have to count.
They got to count them all. Yeah. Otherwise, they blow up if they don't get it done in time before sunrise. Or they got to leave. That might be vampires.
Aspect. You know what? I don't know. It's short.
A creature of the night. 'Cause I'm a creature of the night.
Are you? My mom. My dad's a horse. God damn it. Anyway, beans and lentils are similar to rice because, again, they are these small little things that there's a lot of. So it symbolizes growth, fertility. You can also put, we did the beanomancy, flavomancy episode.
Favomancy?
Fabio. Sugar is used in sweetness spells, but on the other side of that, there's vinegar. And that's good for banishing or protection. You ever just put some vinegar in to clean stuff?
I love it. You
don't need a fancy spellbreaker floor wash.
Vinegar's great. I use it sometimes, and I know there's like better ways to season and do things. I use it to clean my cutting board a lot of the time because it's like I want to clean that. It's ideally it's wood. You know.
Probably.
And so
wooden cutting boards kind of freak me
I know.
out
and I know it's not, and I do replace mine somewhat, which is like, I'm not that attached. I have seen, so we've been watching a lot of, we've just really been in this realm of roasting property hunters on different like beach hunting shows and lake house shows. And so many houses have wooden countertops all the way through.
Countertops.
And I'm just like, man,
I think they look cool.
They look beautiful, but that just seems a little tough for me because like a wooden cutting board is one thing. I'll throw that shit away, and I'll pour every now and again. I just like put it on the sink and I just pour bleach all over it. Let it sit for like 30 minutes. You can't do that on butcher block countertops. They'll split.
How do you? Somebody explain this to us.
And I know there's ways. So like my brother-in-law is a trained chef. And like, it was explained to me once the ways that you care for wood and the seasoning and the way that I do not remember it. But it's a little porous for me. Yeah. But yeah, no, so I'll nuke stuff with vinegar, dude. And I, for one, enjoy the smell of vinegar. I like vinegar smells of all kinds, whether it's apple cider vinegar, white vinegar. I don't really give a shit.
Fish and chips.
Oh man, I love it. So I like it in the cleaning blend. It smells clean. Even though it's footy.
One time when I worked at a massage joint and I've always kind of weirdly had like this hyperfixation on reading cleaning books. I love cleaning shows and reading like cleaning tips and tricks. I don't know why. I like usually know about cleaning gadgets. It's just... Listen, you would think I lived in a really clean space. I don't, but I am fascinated with it, and I like to learn about it. But this was kind of in the height of the steam mop era. They were big. Do you remember when Shark was like everywhere? And it was around this time at least. And I was also really into cleaning green, so using vinegars and essential oils and stuff like that. And the place that I worked, we had to clean regularly. It was a spa. A, you have to keep it clean, but B, it just gets like the oils get on the floor from the feet.
Yeah.
And you got to clean it up. So, and then also it's just a job. So sometimes when, you got time to lean, you better have time to clean.
You got time to lean, you got time to clean.
You got time to clean. So I had this brilliant idea. I was like, I'm going to mop these. I'm going to do a deep clean. And I filled the steam mop's reservoir with pure vinegar.
I feel like you're basically turning this into a gas, like to burn your eyes
out. Not diluted at all.
Oh, no.
And I mopped that bitch toe to tip. And I remember having to like frantically like tell my boss, like, the smell fades. It's when you clean with vinegar, the smell fades, I promise. But it was taking a really long time. It was intense
as hell.
And I remember her being very skeptical about it because it fucking stunk, dude. And at first I was like, yeah, hell yeah, this is great. But then like the eyes start burning. And I was already halfway through. I was like, I can't stop. I gotta do it. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Candles. Okay, sorry. I was thinking about the junk drawer. I was looking at my junk drawer earlier and I was like, look at all this shit.
I have loose candles in my junk drawer.
You've got your loose cannon. I've got loose candles. I've got string lights. I've got flashlights. I kind of chunked them all together because I was like, yeah, obviously you can use your candles to do spell work or to scry or whatever. But listen, you got them string lights. You could use these to represent candles, but also to rope off sacred boundaries in your house.
That's nice.
You know, I've got some string lights that kind of hang around the boundary of my room. So I'm kind of liking to use that energy now to be like, this is not just a cute little rope that I have of lights. It seals the room off. And then also if you've got a flashlight, guess what? You've got something to scry with. Shine that sumbitch in like a mirror.
I thought you were going to say into your eyes.
Well, yeah, into the mirror, directly into your eyeballs. You just fucking blast
burn
off.
them retinas.
But with a flashlight.
It depends on the flashlight.
Have you seen those flashlights? A flashlight?
Flashlight.
Oh.
I think about this, like, I was on a Reddit thread one day to where somebody was talking about, and this is not a regular flashlight. Somebody had a high-powered laser.
I was just about to say, have you seen, I guess it's not, oh God.
Did you?
I guess it's not the same, but I was thinking of those big fucking fuck off, the flashlights that are so powerful they need a fan.
Right, yeah.
Go on,
this was like a little laser pointer type, high power laser. The dangerous kinds of lasers that you do not need to like look at. And I didn't really
shoot up into the sky and bring planes down on
scary
accident.
shit. I wouldn't even want to own something like this for fear of accident. And so in this post, someone was saying that they were, I don't exactly remember what they were, changing the batteries or something like that. And they did shine it into their eye. And it burned the retina or like did damage to their eye to the point to where like they had a perfect black circle in their vision. Like it totally burned out their eyesight in that.
For forever?
It was supposed to heal, but at the point of that, it had been a week and it hadn't. And but I've thought about that towards like just a clean edge everywhere that the laser touched. It's just gone now.
It's just, you can't see where you only have like periphery.
They said it was black.
This is not the same intensity, but when I worked at the movie theater, out where you get your snacks and your drinks and your tickets and all of that, this place had like recessed can lightings, basically, which were like little spotlights, right? And I remember I had this watch. I don't know why I was wearing watches at the time. I guess to keep track of the movies, of what time and stuff. But I had this silver watch, and I went to look at it. And right perfectly, it caught one of those and it shot it into my eye. And I kind of like, I did that for a second and I blinked. And it's, after you look at something bright, you can see it when you blink. But then it wasn't going away. And I kept blinking and it was still there. And it was that exactly. It was a black, like, pinpoint of where it had hit. And I started freaking out. And you know me, like, this is going to spiral. This is my
life now.
I went into the bathroom at work, heaving and breathing, and like called my mom, who's a nurse, and was like, "Mom," I just panicked to her on the phone. I was like, "I shot this light in my eye, and now I can't see." And I remember she was just kind of like, "Oh, okay, well, just
that sucks, buddy.
Wait a minute." Yeah, she's just see how it is in about 20 minutes. Why don't just calm down for a minute. And then eventually it went away, but there was a period where I was just like, I've ruined my eyes. Anyway, that's it. Oh my gosh. Okay, listen, Macy. I want you to tell me, what would you use a blanket for? You walk into your living room, you got your regular old blanket that you just always wrap up in. If you had to use that bitch for magic, what do you do?
This is, of like all of the things, I had an easier time talking about Squiggles the dolphin in the desert than this, because I'm such a blanket person that I'm like, no, I get on that couch and I put that blanket on me. That's what I do with that blanket.
But that could be part of it.
I mean, it's
just to wrap up.
It's an armor.
Into the blanket.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have here protective cloak.
It's armor. That's like the first thing I think of, is like, you had a rough day, you get over there and you get that big old blanket and you So you know what blanket I have on the couch right now? Do you remember the comforter that was in Rustin's bedroom growing up that was like the maroon and green and navy blue rectangles? Yes. I have that one. Vividly. And it is so soft from about 80 million washes. And I've been living my best life with that thing. It is so good.
Does your mom still have the cow blanket?
I believe she does.
Do you still have the cow blanket somewhere?
It's basically a napkin, and if you hold it up to the light, where does stuffing go?
I think it compresses into itself until it becomes lumpy, and then I think it just cotton candies away. I don't know,
if you hold it up, there's like a few lumps of stuffing left in it, but there's no holes. So I don't know.
I guess it's puffy, right?
Yeah.
Like when it's first put in, it's so full. It's mostly air, and then I guess over the years it just compresses.
Yeah,
and becomes less and less air.
It's smaller than I realized. Like I remember the last time I saw the cow blanket, which was a little pink underside, lime green top blanket with black and white cows that glowed in the dark.
90s,
and
90s is hell,
and it's
dude.
Little, and I remember thinking like, whoa, that's it's not that big. Yeah.
I guess when you're a kid, everything
feels way bigger
than it is.
But this blanket that was on Rustin's bed is way big for a couch because it's like a queen size blanket, and I am loving it. It's great.
Do you still have your like four room big, 4 foot tall person blanket?
Which one?
Didn't you have one of those like massive blankets that are like?
No, I made one.
2 king sizes?
I made one that was freakishly large, and it's a big crochet one, and I do have that one. But no, I've always wanted to get one of those like insane 8-person blankets. Because I know the one that you're talking about. I did used to have that one. I don't have it anymore because legitimately, it was too heavy for my washing machine. Like when it was wet.
I guess that's true.
I don't know how you properly launder that. I had a massive king size Sherpa, and which I'm kind of iffy on Sherpa because everything sticks to Sherpa, and it's great for like the first minute, and then if you've got dogs, which I've got dogs, if one of my dogs jumps on the couch, they're gonna somehow. A little bit of leaf that stuck to their fur is going to stick to that Sherpa.
Mm-hmm. A sticker burr? You're never going to
get it out. And I don't have patience for that. But I did. I remember it it didn't break my washing machine, but it made my washing machine stop. And it was just
I've had those where it stops and it's like, I think I'm unbalanced.
Yeah, I can't do this. Sorry.
Yeah, that's I have a couple of things that have to be taken to the laundromat.
Yeah. And I guess that's probably the best way to do it. Wash it in that big industrial bitch.
Go to the big fuck off machine. Yeah. I have and I dread those trips. Right. So I find myself not using those things, and I'm just like, shit. But listen, if it's a front load, I trust a front load washer more than I trust a top load.
See, I trust a top load. The front load drum, I don't think is suspended as well as the top load. I feel like is more balanced because it's got a central place, whereas the front loader is more like balancing on that belt.
I don't feel like it gets clean. Frontward. I feel like I've watched a top load washer jiggle around and some of the stuff just stays up at the top and just never gets in that water. But if it's a front loader, that shit's tumbling in that soapy ass water.
I can see that. I think, okay, if you're talking cleanliness, I trust the structure of a top loader better. Sure. I have a front loader. Hunter hates it because he's huge. And so he has to bend down and get clothes out of this tiny little front loader. But I can't reach a top loader. Hard. Yeah. I can't get down to the bottom
if you're short. Or if you have short legs like I do, I get it because then you like break your ribs trying to climb to the bottom of it.
It's a bitch.
Have you used your mom's washer dryer combo?
I still have not used her washer dryer combo yet.
I'm mad about it. Mad about it. Listen, let me pretend I have something going on here. If you're wanting to do some magic and you don't really know what to do, you know what you can do? You can grab the nearest book. Grab the nearest book that you've got laying around and do you some bibliomancy with a random page. And you know what I'm going to do right now too. Good. I don't have a book on my office desk, but I do have my SkyTech gaming computer information, so I'll use that.
You know what the closest book was to me, legitimately? Etiquette Up to Date.
It
was sitting.
Is it some nonsense?
It was sitting right by me. And it's how to answer a telephone. So,
see, what could that mean? It could mean someone, maybe communication needs to happen.
Do you want to know
some communication?
What
I do actually
about answering a telephone?
Yeah.
All right. This section is called Names of the Telephone, or Names on the Telephone. How we say hello in answering the telephone. Wait, sorry, let me rephrase this. How we say hello, ... in answering the telephone, ... indicates personality.
What the
that are
fuck?
ellipses, neither of them have a purpose. It may be the brisk efficiency of a telephone operator on the busiest of switchboards, but even she, if she is well trained, does not permit it to become brusque or ungracious. And surely the voice within the smile wins when we answer the telephone in our own the voice with the smile wins. So answer with a smile when we are in our own homes. When you call on the telephone, state your name at once. The game of guess who this is silly and unmannerly. Equally inconsiderate is to begin a long conversation without asking the person you're calling if it is convenient for her or him to talk to you at the time. When you announce yourself on the telephone, adapt the form of your name that you use to the circumstance.
Wait. Adapt your name that you use to the circumstance?
I don't understand this. When you announce yourself on the telephone, adapt the form of the name you use to the circumstance. So I guess this is your daughter speaking, or like this is I don't know. I mean, I never know.
If you talk to your significant other, you're like, this is sugar tits.
I never know what she means.
Huh.
When she says anything.
I'm still caught up on the ellipses. Also, do you think the concept of a phone call that doesn't involve an operator would blow her bird away?
I think if the beak...
Well, how does it get to the right place?
Knew that we make our own phone calls nowadays and we answer our phone calls. And I think that would just be... What?
Do you think the concept of people watching porn on their phones would annihilate her?
I think that it would. I mean, she's already in her grave, but I think if she wasn't already, she'd enter it.
Right now, she's absolutely spinning. Yeah. I grabbed the nearest book to me, and this is The Modern Witch's Journal. And I did this one. Focus, you son of a bitch. Oh, well. Anyway, that says Spells for Calm. Spells for Calm. And I feel like that's fitting.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah. Isn't that nice? But when you are feeling particularly stir-crazy, restless and whatnot, use that restless energy to fuel your magic, right? So I have here something that I'm calling movement magic, right? So we've got dancing, stomping, clapping. If you haven't been around your space in a while and given it a good...
love it.
Give it some of that. Give it some of that.
And something I do at the top of yoga classes a lot is a self pat down. And so it's at the top of class, I'll start with clapping hands, and then you take one hand and you work all the way up and down an arm. You slap yourself, every bit of it. You do your chest, you work the other arm up and down. I'll do a Tarzan
titty slap
chest. I'll breathe in doing my chest and then breathe out let it all out. And then you do the ribs, you do the back, you do one leg at a time. And when you're done, you just kind of feel cleaner.
Well, I mean, honestly, even just this part that I was doing semi-jokingly, I feel better.
It's nice.
It feels nice. And it does get rid of that, because I do hate that restless, pent-up kind of kinetic anxiety energy feeling that you can just kind of carry. And it's nice to, and it seems almost like, and I could be wrong here, I may be completely misunderstanding the point of this, but it seems almost like that exercise that you're having, you/people do, it seems almost somatic.
I could, or yeah, it's kind of like tapping.
Similar to CBT therapy, when you do the tapping and the symmetry, stuff like that.
It feels very, it puts you in your body. When you're kind of giving everything a nice pat down like that, and it's kind of tingly, your hands start tingling, and it's just...
You're like, I exist!
I always feel stirred up in a good way afterwards. You know, you're just kind of It's kind of like when you've brushed your teeth and you've kind of got like that tingle still and everything feels very bright and clean. You know, it's kind of feels like that for the whole body. And that's kind of nice because otherwise it's nice to do things like that. Because like on the days you're talking, I'll walk like 4 miles, you know, to the point to where it's like, I would love to stop walking. But
I wish I could stop walking.
I just got to keep walking, you know?
I can't.
And so it's nice to kind of just sometimes be like, I'm going to go inward here and just do something else.
Yeah. And that is an option, you know, taking, you know, if you have something like a walking pad or something like that, to bust that out and to do an actual walk. But look, you might also not be feeling that. You might not be feeling like a full movement. Maybe you're sick. Maybe you just don't have the mobility, you know, for whatever reason. Stuff with your hands is good because we hold so much in our hands. That tingling that you were talking about, you know, I feel like you can tingle from that release of energy and you feel it, but also you can just sit there and feel that uncomfortable, like, holding feeling in your hands when you're anxious and it's just sitting there. That's how I feel it anyway. I get it like right here, like through my wrist almost is where I feel it the most.
I'll subconsciously make fists and not realize I'm doing it. And like, I'll just be kind of realizing.
You're like that Arthur meme. Where he's like,
and I'll realize that, like, you know, if I'm using, say I've got one hand and I'm doing something, I'll realize my other hand has been in a fist, which is why I like crocheting. Is because it's like you're working your wrists, you're working your fingers, and it's also something that you're like, you know what you're doing? You're counting. You're counting to, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you do a double. You do it again.
Well, that's similar to what I have here. I've got here knot magic. Yeah. You know, revisiting knot magic if that's something that you haven't done in a while or never done. Perhaps it's a time to try it out or pick it up. But yeah, anything like that, cross stitch or crocheting or knitting or anything like that is kind of that like hand-eye, mind-body kind of coordination that I think can kind of get us out of this, you know, I'm stuck kind of vibe. There's also times where I think you might just feel straight up destructive. And I think that maybe some destructive magic has its place. And that does not mean like cursing or like, you know, I don't quote unquote like bad magic. I just mean like using the destructive force of something. So perhaps you're writing down your frustrations or fears on a piece of paper, and then you just rip it up like furiously, like Christmas paper, you know. Then you sweep it away and it's gone. You could also let your frustrations with the weather in general out by taking perhaps a big block of ice or freezing something within that ice that you know, and kind of chuck it in your sink and like let it melt away.
Watch that ice cube melt in like a thing of boiling water and be like, fuck.
Yeah. Put it in and be like, yeah. You know, I would perhaps do something maybe like a passion I haven't visited in a long time, or something I was feeling stuck with. Maybe freeze that. And then you take it out and you put it on the stove and it like warms it back up and brings it back to life. I don't know, however you want to do it, man. Let's see. I will kind of skip some of these because we passively talked about this. And then if you are looking for inspiration, maybe you want to either learn about these or perhaps you have specific deities that you work with or work with you or whatever. I just wanted to talk about deities that I feel kind of wrap up this energy. So first of all, we got the Thor man. We've got the Thor man. The Thor man being tied to, you know, kind of storms, thunder, protection, stuff like that. Yeah. But listen, we got the Zeus man. God of the sky.
I'm a Zeus man.
Storms. That's what I am. There is wait, were we doing?
I was doing Scat Man.
I was doing I'm your sugar man. Wait, how does that go? I'm your booger man. There it is. That's what I am.
I'm your sugar man.
I'm your sugar man.
Is that it?
No.
Okay.
I wanted to talk about the Wild Hunt.
Oh,
also,
tight.
Just briefly. So I have been thinking a lot about the Wild Hunt from mostly European folklore, I believe. But there's also some Germanic background in there with like adventure spirits, or I think it's aventure spirits, aventur spirit. I don't know. But basically, spirits that are tied to times of either storms or the change in weather or something like that. The Wild Hunt is the storm riding procession that symbolizes power and transformation. And it also has a tie to kind of that frantic energy, that I need to move, I gotta go, I gotta get out of here kind of energy. Also, trickster energy is abundant during these times when we're stuck. If you've got little tricksters in your house, guess what? You're like a full buffet right now, brownie, full of your anxiety.
Some brownies in your house. You
just, they're like, oh boy, they're stuck home. Time to feed. So maybe work on that a little bit. Don't be scared, but make you some cumin bread and see how they like that, But yeah, I just, I feel kind of a little all over the place because I think we went all directions possible with like getting sidetracked and stuff.
This is kind of one of those episodes. It started that way. I hope it took us 18 minutes.
The message wasn't lost. Yeah. Being stuck inside, it can feel very isolating, but I think that this is a great time to do some deep home and or protection and or self-focused magic, whether it is just grounding yourself and being present in the moment, or harnessing that chaotic energy, or going through your house and creating new tools and finding maybe your next new favorite thing. Maybe you find you really like wrapping yourself in the blanket and being like, this is the shield. Nothing exists outside the shield.
Yeah.
But I think you can turn your restlessness into transformative power.
Well, and finding old tools that you forgot about, too, I think is another one. Because,
go through your old shit,
oh, my gosh.
dude.
I do that often because, we've been at this for multiple years now. And,
sure,
you go through phases, and, I will sometimes, if I'm, organizing a drawer or a desk, I'll find something and be like, whoa.
Yeah.
I used to, wow, so I think that's also nice to kind of bring life back into stuff that you don't use as much anymore, but you could again, it's just try it out.
Yeah. You might, I have found things before that I was like, why did I stop using this?
Something else is shiny.
Yeah. You get, and then it found its way to the bottom of the desk drawer or whatever, and you just don't think about it. And I think a lot of people are very, if I don't see it, it doesn't exist.
I'm that way, big time.
Absolutely.
Oh, so bad. I also think this could be a good time to work with Isa. The rune Isa, that the good, calm, glacial stillness that comes in the cold and the very thoughtful kind of, there's not much to do a lot of the time when you're in the depths of other than think and also think about the awesome power of the ice and storm and snow. It's amazing how heavy it is, for one. How fucking heavy snow and ice and all of that shit is. And what it could do. It's just such a blanket on the world. And I saw a post the other day in the group. And while I'm not the most cold-loving person in the world, I do love what they pointed out. It's very true. The quiet after a snowstorm. And I'm someone who loves quiet. It's never quiet enough for me.
It's the something effect.
The Oz effect is when the woods and shit all goes quiet and stuff. But I love how quiet it is. Everything's dampened, and it's great. It's so good. Yeah. You hear nothing but the crunch of the snow underneath you as you walk around.
Love that sound.
I do too. It's great.
I recently heard somebody equate it to the sound that a cotton ball makes when you pull it apart.
Oh, I was like, it kind of does that. It's like a squeaky crunch. And it's nice. I love it. It's really great.
Yeah.
I've not had it very much because, we've only had legitimate snow a handful of times. It's not ice, But real snow, when you can go walk around in it, you get the weird crunch. I love it.
And if you find yourself particularly, I think, at home and particularly anxious and you don't like the sort of being forced to slow down and kind of work with that energy we were just talking about, I think it's also important to maybe meditate on that and think about, why that might be, to not be able to slow down and to be even more anxious. And I to some extent, I think it's just what happens when we're forced to slow down. But, if you find that it's to an extreme, maybe sit with that and think on it. But anyway, that's that. And I believe that this episode has a sponsor.
It's got a whole sponsor. We're getting sponsored by Grandpa today.
Hell yeah.
Which is really nice.
Yeah. I really love to think that somebody out there doesn't know what
no
we're
idea.
Saying. And they're just like, their grandpa?
What?
Wow. We're talking about Crepuscular Conjuration by Clever Kim.
Yeah, man. One, I love the word crepuscular. Crepuscular.
We probably cut it out, but it did take me about 5 times.
It's
crepuscular.
The mouth does all of the things with that word. Crepuscular.
If you don't know, in zoology, crepuscular means an animal that is active primarily during the twilight period, distinguishing it from, nocturnal or purely daytime activity.
It's like Cullens. It's the best time of day.
The Cullens. Twilight.
They love it. You can go out. It's still a little bit of daylight. It's not quite dark. You don't glisten.
They're not turning into rainbows. Yeah. Love it. You know what I love, though? I love these monthly spell boxes from Clever Kim.
But actually, though, for real, having been a beneficiary of these boxes, I really don't know how to describe them, especially if you've never received one. I mean, we're going to, obviously, but the amount of stuff that Kim can fit into these boxes.
The thing, when you were talking about describing it, the only word that came, I was like, value? A great deal?
Yeah.
Probably a lot less than she should be.
Seriously, it's so amazing how much that you get in there. And snacks will be in there. There's always fun candies, incense, stuff that Kim's made. Yes. It's incredible. Seriously, it's so much. It's so fun. It's so fun.
And we actually, we have a list of some things that are going to come in these bee boxes, these monthly spell box. It's like a subscription box. First of all, I fucking love, I'm sorry for using the F-bomb. I love, in an ad, because we're so classy. I know it's Grandpa. I love a subscription box. Me too. First of all, are you kidding me? It's a little gift to yourself. But here's the benefits. You get some digital benefits also with these boxes, okay? You get the access to the private Facebook, the Discord, and the extremely busy Marco Polo group, where they do daily card pulls for each other, and they talk about their boxes, and they have gift exchange for all the Sabbats, I know that, and they offer a ton of support and just chit chat to each other.
Hive House is happening.
Hive House is hopping, dude. It is hopping, and if you're looking for community, that is a wonderful, wonderful place to find it. But in your physical box, here's what we're going to get. And this is in each and every box. Should we alternate?
Sure.
We love to do that. First of all, you get your monthly spell.
And I do want to talk, it's always typed up. It's typed up and it's funny to read. And I read it in Kim's voice every time.
Yes.
It's so good. And with that, of course, you get your ingredients or tool for the spell. A lot of times sourced locally or stuff that Kim has found or foraged or made. It's very, very hands-on in that regard and just super unique in that way.
Speaking of hand-selected and super unique, you also get a hand-selected crystal or mineral, and we have had the pleasure of watching Kim do this part of picking out the right and feeling them out. And, we used to say this a lot back in the day about, whoever we were talking about, we'd be like, they're a real witch. And of course, everyone's a real witch. But you know what? When I watch Kim do the work on this, I'm like, oh, she's such a real witch.
It's great. It's so good. Yeah. And you're getting such a Taurus element in these boxes.
That luxury, but also taking care.
Yes,
of
great
you.
attention to detail, but it's also highly enjoyable and useful
and quality. Yeah,
it's useful.
Yeah, listen, the stuff that you're getting in these boxes, it ain't breaking, dude.
No.
It's not. And you're gonna be some cheap shit.
You're gonna use it. You're gonna get some little treats. It has ranged to all sorts of stuff, the little snacks that had been sent and in boxes. And it's just, again, it's amazing that there's always room left to fit some of that. But like, one of my favorite boxes ever was the face mask box.
Yes, I remember that one.
Loved that box. And it came with like the little compacted little pellet sheet masks that you put in, and it came with the herbs to mix and like soak the mask in and like get it ready. And then I loved that experience. That was so luxurious and so nice.
And that was the self-care box, if I remember. That was the ingredients for the magical face mask, a magical bath, and some shower steamers.
And there were like 80 fucking million, of those little tablet masks. I used them forever.
Yeah, they were great. There was also, let's talk about some past boxes too. Actually, we didn't even get through everything that comes in your box. So yeah, treats, altar tools, or a piece of Clever Kim's jewelry. If you have not bared witness to this jewelry before, again, do yourself a favor.
It ain't breaking.
Yeah, it ain't breaking. It's unique. It's handmade. We were in that
we've
workshop.
Hammered copper in that workshop.
We were so cool.
I wear my big, I know that yours was tragically lost to the mists of time, but like, I wear my big chunker dragon's blood jasper that the big Rido was cut out of the back of it. I wear it, and people are always like, "What is that?"
Whoa!
And it's just like, you know it because there's a presence to it of just like, it's a piece.
Yeah, this is huge, man.
I know.
Oh, I miss mine. But some of the past boxes. So we talked about the self-care one, but listen, there was one that was all about spring flowers, and it came with like a plant press and flower tea. So not just pressed flowers, I can't speak, but like the tool to do it.
Magical ink was one of like all of the different materials to make different inks. And a lot of them was like cool desert materials that are like from Tucson and from the area, which was super awesome. And
the pendulum kit one with the board and the cloth and the pendulum.
It's great. Like they're so much fun. And then lastly, anything else that caught Grandpa's eye that they wanted to chuck in that box and send to you. And listen, you don't know what it's going to be.
I love the examples that we get here. Weird candy, Pez dispensers, kazoos,
etc.
But upcoming boxes. So we've talked about the self-care, the spring flowers, the pendulum. Those are past boxes. Some of the upcoming themes for 2025 are super exciting. The first one's starting off, and I don't know what order that we're getting these in, but here's some ideas. Floor washes.
Love.
Dude, that one, you kidding
Love
me?
A floor wash.
Put it in.
Put it in me.
My hands. Put it in me.
It went in her.
Put my hands. It went in her. Moon water. Community, which I'm really excited to see what that one is. Witch bottles. Cool. A whole Sawin box.
Tight.
A whole magical ink
box,
is awesome. Which we just kind of touched on.
Super awesome.
Dude, yeah. If you are into subscription boxes and getting little treats, here's the thing. I have seen some subscription boxes before, and I'm talking like your big box, your big box store subscription. You like the really popular ones, that you can sign up for. And you open it up, and it's like a card and a piece of candy, and like an amethyst that they got in bulk, like off of Amazon or something. And whatever, but the thought and the love and the care is not in it. Like
it's exceptionally done, and it's so much material that like I built up quite a useful inventory from it. Like stocked my cabinet from these boxes, and still use stuff from them routinely that came in the boxes that I have because of the boxes. And so you build up stuff. It's worth it.
I still have things from the some of the first ones that came out, like a handmade, and of course everything is, I don't want to say everything is handmade, because like I doubt Grandpa makes the crystals from hand, but like handmade little I believe it was a card stand that you could like put your daily draw card or whatever into, you know, and had been like laser engraved.
I love the laser engraved.
You know, and she's got all the
tools,
like, tools and the knickknacks and stuff to do all the cool shit with. Like I saw, I don't know if I'm supposed to, if this has already happened yet, but basically she took some leaves and like laser burned.
I got some of those. I'll show you one right now. It's on my desk.
Show me one right now.
Look at this, brother. Like, this is so cool. I've got a Algies laser burned eucalyptus, brother.
Hell
just sitting here, man, on my desk.
If you were at Anahata's, there's a high possibility you got some of these, because I remember we were handing them out. She handed me like a big handful and was like, "Give these to people."
Take these. I also wound up with a lot of the little bean tats.
The little bean,
and so no, it's great fun. So guys, this is Crepuscular Conjuration, and it's by Clever Kim's Curios. Hit it up before they're gone. There's also only a limited amount of these boxes that you can get in on. So grab them. Grab you a spot.
Tell me about the digital subscriptions.
So that's the thing.
The logistical.
So if physical items maybe aren't quite ringing your bell at the moment, then there's some digital options here. This is separate from the B boxes. So there's a monthly magic tier at $6.69, and it comes with access to the monthly spell. So you get the monthly spell that's all written up, as well as all the previous 4 years of monthly spells for all your different spell ideas. And you get all of the digital content that does come with the B boxes. So the Crepuscular Conjurations tier, which is $11.11 per month, it gets everything included in the monthly magic, plus bonus podcast episodes and videos, guided meditations, recipes. You're going to want some grandpa recipes. Just trust me on that. Printable downloads and coloring pages and more. So it just, you get
content on content on content on content.
On there. Grandpa's
On
busy.
stuff. Yeah. But check all of this out at crepuscularconjuration.com. That's crepuscularconjuration.com.
There you go. Get you a box. Get you a box before it's gone.
And seriously, I know it's cute to be like, get it before it's gone, but seriously, because they are limited, you might want to be quick about it.
Get on it. All right. You want to talk about olives?
Okay.
Here we go.
Tell me about the delicious olive.
I'm going to tell you about delicious oily olives. Oh, so much oil. Give me that oil.
Sometimes I just watch those videos of them pressing
it. I
olive oil out of it.
Something once to where they're pressing the fresh olive oil, and it's like in the place that they do it, and somebody got like a little glass and they tasted the fresh oil. And you know how jealous? You know how jealous I am?
You ever been to one of those stores?
Yes,
or places where they have
an olive and vinegar store.
Oil?
Yeah. That's where you get that good barrel-aged balsamic vinegar that doesn't even compare. The little cups.
The balsamic that comes from those places is top.
Yeah, it ruined me on any other balsamic. It needs to be thick. I need some viscosity.
Yeah. I want to put some oil with it, and I want to dip some bread.
A good crusty bread.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Ooh, I just got the chills.
All right. Olives. I'm going to stumble my way through this topic. Okay.
All right.
So the botanical name, Olea europaea. And so means European olive.
Olea europaea.
Europaea.
Paea.
Paea. Anyway,
Paella.
European olive. And it's a species of a little small kind of compact tree or shrubs in the family Oleaceae. So traditionally, they're real thick and heavy, found in the Mediterranean basin, as we likely might already know, because olives are a big deal. in that area. But however, there were wild subspecies found further, kind of stretching into Western Asia as well as Africa. And when in shrub form, Olea europaea is called a dwarf olive or little olive.
A little
It's just olive. A little guy.
I was going to ask, perhaps this is a dumbass question. Is it a bush or a tree?
It depends. So here's the deal. This is a number that I saw fluctuate, in my opinion, too much.
Okay.
But allegedly, over 1,000 cultivars of the European olive. So obviously we know, well, there's the Kalamata olive, right? Well, that's a cultivar. It's not necessarily like a different like species, you know what I'm saying? Like it still falls.
What is a cultivar?
It falls under Olea europaea still. Okay. I get confused how that works, but
they just do something to it to make it
changed it somehow.
Great.
So there's still all these different cultivars, all these different olives. You go to an olive bar, from as I understand it, I looked up this so much because I was like, how? But it seems they're all under this cultivated version of the olive Olea europaea. And so anyway, there's a bunch of different varieties of olive, though, if you may know. If you're an olive fan, you've probably tried all kinds of different olives. They look different. There's different ones. Sometimes you get them in the jar. They still got the stone in there. And you got to know that before you just go chomping down.
You ever bit down real hard on an olive pit?
I've been eating regular like table olives that aren't supposed to have the pit in there, and I've had one have the pit in there, and it is stronger than your teeth. Like
it will crack you if
it wins.
Dude, I watched the How It's Made on olives semi-recently, which is why this is all that stuff about the pit. The little machine they have it go through that pokes the little butt out of it, and it snatches that little fucking pit. It's so cool.
I bet it is cool. And it does. It leaves the little X butt on the
little X on the butt. Yeah.
I really want some olives right now. It's like the one thing we don't have in our fridge, and I can't believe it.
I would love a garlic olive right now.
Oh.
2, maybe?
I'd take 3.
I'd take 5.
So, the thing is with olives, like, it's one of the oldest and more important domesticated crops raised by humans in, like, the history of humanity. And I did not realize this, especially as time has gone on. And people have had a lot of time and put a lot of effort into cultivating olives. And so
I didn't realize
some olives.
I thought they just sort of happened. Dude,
it's nuts. The story of olives is crazy. And so I don't even do that good of a job doing it because I was like, this is an infotainment podcast and I've got about 40 minutes to get this information across. So some olives are preferred for their oil production and some are more for eating, and they're called table olives generally. But you do get a lot of cultivars that are dual purpose. So you can squeeze it for some or you can put it in your mouth.
I want to lay down under one of those squeezing machines and I want to let the oil fall onto my body.
Dude, just let it fall into like your hair and just like
every part of my body.
Oh, sounds great.
I want to be greasy for weeks.
I love being greasy. It's great. And it seems about 80% of olives are harvested for oil, which could track. You know, I could believe that. And so 20% are for eating. There's 20% are eaten olives. And so the olives fruit.
That's so much more for oil.
It's a lot.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And I guess it's because it takes I mean, they have a high oil content, but I guess it takes a lot of oil to, you know.
I don't know, man. I cook with olive oil every day.
It takes a lot of olives to fill that bottle, I guess. And, so the fruit of the olive tree is called, guess what? The olive.
If you said something wild, I was going to giggle.
And it's of major agricultural importance to many different regions in the world, not just the Mediterranean, but we all think of the Mediterranean generally when you think of olives. And it's one of the core ingredients in Middle Eastern cuisine as well as Mediterranean cuisine. So the fruit of an olive is a drupe. Remember that?
We've heard that.
Yeah, we heard
before.
druplets when we were talking about blackberries. And so here's a drupe. This is a singular drupe. And
so what we're learning today is blackberries is actually just a bunch of olives
stuck together on a cluster.
Great. Now
Absolutely.
we know.
And so the wild olive tree this is where I feel like I don't trust myself. So the wild olive tree originated in Asia Minor, where it's extremely abundant, grows in thick forests. And so here's where I tried to trace the spread and then the pathway of the olive into cultivation. Okay. And so it appears, granted, there's debate on this as to like the wild olive, that it spread from Syria to Greece via Anatolia. Though there's other hypotheses that are like, no, it came from like more Lower Egypt or Nubia, even Ethiopia, and then made its way out from there. So supporting this is that there's some fossilized evidence that suggests that wild olives were maybe or seemingly potentially being used by people in Africa up to 100,000 years ago.
It's a long time.
It's a really long time, whether it be for oil or food. So the history of olives and people could be quite long.
Did you say 100,000
years ago? Like, I forget that humans have even been around that long,
It's only been 2,000 since Jesus.
And at that point, 100,000 years ago, were there the other types of humanoids that died out? Were they still around?
Like your Neanderthal and your what?
The little, there was like shorter species.
Yeah, the other one, the Hobbit one that I can't remember.
Were they there? Yeah. I don't know.
They're all there mingling. Did you ever do that DNA test? I
never did
that
it
anymore.
Yeah, I never did it.
One of the things I was the most interested about was the percentage of Neanderthal DNA. Mm-hmm. Like, as they can tell you roughly, like how much
you got,
more or less, I think. Yeah, and I'm extremely fascinated by that.
I would like to do Hunter's, because Hunter has a very prominent ridge where his brows are. And like, I don't really notice it until like every now and again, I'm like, man, I bet you could headbutt the fuck out of somebody. Like,
I bet he could. I bet he could headbutt the ground from first 4 stories and probably be fine.
It's just like, I wonder, I'm like, do you have and is it tall? Sometimes it's Neanderthal.
Dude, like when Irish folks say it,
Neanderthal. Like, but no, I've wondered.
I did a British accent
about it,
but yeah,
and how that goes.
Neanderthal.
But anyways, so
if you have a non-American accent, send us a voice note of you saying the word Neanderthal.
And so, however, it's commonly accepted that the area that extends kind of from the southern Caucasus, this is what I'm saying, guys, to the Iranian plateau and the Mediterranean coasts of Syria and Palestine are to be the original home of the olive tree. Kind of like that's a commonly accepted area of kind of, we're looking at a native area of it. And its cultivation, though, developed considerably in these regions, spreading from there to the island of Cyprus and then eventually on towards Anatolia, from like Crete towards Egypt. Unless there's the other people saying, no, it came more from there and went the other way. There's a lot of debate on this. So
I can't help but think of fucking Kushiels. And how the map overlays. I
know. You're just like,
it's in my head.
Because like when it was like, because in that, instead of, spreading to, it's Miniket and it's Aragonia. It's all these different names, and so there is evidence that Olea europaea was cultivated pretty far back. And so much so that the origins of the cultivated variety are kind of hard to pin down, as we're kind of maybe laying the groundwork on clarifying why that is. But fossilized leaves of Olea were found in I don't know what the Palaisols of the volcanic Greek island of Santorini and dated back to about 37,000 BP. Now, I didn't know what BP was. I was like, what's BP? Well, you know what it is?
Before Petus.
It's before present day. So, and it means, so there was a date set for this. Present day is the year 1950. So, 37,000 years before 1950. I'm going to need the
science nerds to get it to fucking together. I'm going to need y'all to take a breath and get this shit
I had never seen this before. And there were some...
Are you fucking me?
There's some others that dated back to 60,000 BP before 1950.
Yeah, 1950, you know, present era. Sure.
And however, according to the International Olive Council, which sounds really intense...
I don't mean to disparage.
I picture them all in robes.
Dude, olive color. They're just in robes made of olive oil.
They've got like the magistrate wigs on. Like, I picture this very
I'm
serious.
Sorry. What's the name of this
The International Olive Council. It's a whole organization for growers and cultivars. And
why did that come up when I typed the word international?
It's listening to us.
Dude, brother, I typed international and the first thing that came up was Olive Council.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's because I do have videos of olives being harvested going in the background.
Maybe. Actually,
they appear to be 4 nerds just in suits sitting at a table.
4 nerds in suits.
All right. Yeah. All dudes, though.
And so, according to the International Olive Council, in the 16th century BC, we're back to BC now. No more BP, everybody. Don't worry. The Phoenicians started kind of spreading the olive around the Greek Isles, later introducing it to the Greek mainland between the 14th and the 12th centuries BC, where cultivation increased and gained a lot of importance by the 4th century BC. So it really took off and took root, literally and figuratively there. And so from the 6th century BC onwards, the olive spread throughout the Mediterranean country. And again, this is the cultivated variety. This is cultivation in the olive really starting to kind of spread.
You ever had chopped up olive salad on hummus?
Oh, brother. Do you ever just get the olive hummus variety? Oh. Oh.
I might go get some after this. This is
Dude,
crazy.
I've been thinking about olives a lot too, because something that you can do to kind of burn through some sourdough starter is that you can just like fry your sourdough starter. You get a pan of oil and you pour a thin layer of starter and you fry that and you put it in your mouth. But I saw a recipe and they cut up a bunch of olives and put it in the pan and then poured the starter over it so it like cooked inside. And I've thought of,
is it like a pancake?
Yeah, but it's not. It's savory, and so it's
savory
and it's like kind of crunchy, kind of chewy, really sour because it's starter, and then it's sour because of the olives. And I've thought of nothing else.
Stinky.
I've thought of nothing else since seeing it, and so I've got to get some olives. I've got to do this.
You're gonna need to try that and report back.
And so you can. I think they use Kalamata olives, which I feel like would be really good because it's earthy. You know, they got that earth taste, which, fun fact, black olives are not a set species. They're just waited to be harvested so late until they turn black. And it's like multiple different species. And some of them, like in the cans, I think are like artificially. It's like, you know how they gas bananas? Like, I think they kind of do a little something like that sometimes too. But it's not like a black olive is like a...
They have a different flavor. They've got like a more
They're very earthy. They taste like dirt.
Yeah.
I love them.
I love a black olive. Dude, black olive is one of my go-tos on pizza.
It's really good on pizza. I didn't, and I'm fine with it because I like a Supreme. But Hunter, one of his favorites is mushroom and black olive. And I'd never really thought about it before. And so we'll get like a mushroom black olive and it's really delicious. And also black olives and I'm talking like American spaghetti, like American childhood spaghetti where you got the ground beef and the noodles and the red sauce. Throw some black olives in there. Really good.
Okay.
Really good.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Can do.
Oh, you should.
When I was a child, I would crack open one of those cans that are small, like a tuna can of the chopped up black olives, and I would just eat that like a
I love them. I love things that taste like dirt and are kind of stinky. We know this. And it fits the bill. So from the 6th century, the olives start spreading. It reaches Tripoli, Sicily as well. And from there, moved into southern Italy. However, some say it was earlier than that all of this went down. And so then the Romans and their conquest spread the olive even further because their footprint was massive. So they took the olive to multiple places, and it was worded.
Their footprint was massive because of all that shit.
All that stuff in their sandals.
Big clown shoes.
And
dummies.
It said on the International Olive Council says that it was used as like a peaceful weapon in their conquest to settle the people. I don't really know what that means other than it's like, oh, no. Here,
a peaceful
here's some
weapon.
Olive trees. It makes it okay what we've done. I don't know if that's what that means.
Is that extending the olive branch?
I don't know what that meant, but I mean, they killed a lot of people.
A peaceful weapon sounds like a way you just try to get out of something. Yeah. You're like, no, it's a peaceful
weapon.
Yeah.
And so the Romans, we got through them. So, however, a big cultivation boom occurred in southern Spain with the help of varieties brought by Middle Eastern folks. And after the Third Punic War, I don't know what that is, but that's when it was. And so much so that many Spanish words and some Portuguese words regarding olives actually have Arabic roots. So it was very, very, I mean, like it was a big, big boom that came from the combination of these varieties and the expertise of Middle Easterners bringing them over. And
Spanish olives.
You do. You got some whole Spanish olives. That was what Nicolas Louvière served them, was them Aragonian olives, some Spanish olives.
I thought you were going to say Nicholas Culpeper.
And so, however, I'm reading my same shit again. So we got to talk about the New World, right? And so cultivation of olives began pretty much immediately after folks started arriving in Mexico and Mesoamerica and the West Indies and all of that. So pretty much colonization started happening quite quickly, bringing olives over there, down to Chile, Peru, Argentina as well. So olives really got around where the colonizers went and started getting grown there. And then, or since then, the olive has spread to 6 of the 7 continents, which is batshit crazy to me. I did not realize that. I don't know why. I just thought that it was like, oh, Mediterranean, they can only grow there. I don't know why I thought that.
I was just like, oh, they're Italian. That's where area.
Greece.
Sure.
They grow in Greece.
Yeah.
That's enough, No, a lot of different places, from southern Africa to Japan to California to the Himalayas. There's cultivars in the Himalayas, because that's the thing. There's so many different cultivars that have been kind of bred and adapted that it seems that there's been a lot of effort put into being able to make them grow in a variety of conditions. So, a little interesting, fun little cocktail fact for you. The word oil in English originally might come from olives. Like they were the inspiration for it.
Okay.
Oil originally meant olive oil. Like they were synonymous with each other. Because, and like the word oil in multiple other languages also seems to maybe derive from the name of the tree, the olive tree, and its fruit. So potentially oil in multiple languages came to be from like, olive oil. Like, because they're
but how about dudes. How like some Southerners say, oh,
get you that owl.
Earl.
Yeah. And
oil.
I like,
how do you say, if you're just talking normally,
usually oil, olive oil.
Oil.
Yeah, I don't think I used to say oil, but in a lot of my speech training, I feel like I had to change things.
That's one that got lost to the
and and that's not to say it's not infallible. depends on the day. It depends on how tired I am. Am I around my mother? Am I around, like...
Have I spent significant time with my family?
Yeah,
sure,
it comes and goes. So the history of olives in regards to civilizations, again, is fucking huge. So, and even more so that it's both as a fuel and a food. So uses are really broad, and olives are often prized in multiple places across history over the world. And in many myths, olives have a presence of importance. Olives are present in the Old Testament. They're present in the Quran. Olive oil was the sacred oil at the Olympic Games, not to mention the oil that greased up all the athletes for said Olympic Games. They were potentially used for funeral purposes for pharaohs. It goes on and on and on. And there's so much that I can't even really get into it from a specific basis, but just know that the olive harvest has long been celebrated, and olives themselves and olives just contain a lot of significance for prosperity, for well-being, and of course, for peace. We know about the olive branch, and all that. So the peace element,
it's a peaceful weapon,
seems to maybe trace back to 5th century BC in Greece, or within the Mediterranean basin, maybe in like a less defined area, where olive branches were used as a tool to symbolize supplication, such as in temples towards the gods. So you'd have your branch. And in Greek mythology, here we got a myth. So we've got a nice myth regarding the olive. So we have a story between Athena and Poseidon here. So in this myth, Athena was to compete with Poseidon for possession or kind of patronage of Attica, which contained Athens, but then not named. Athens didn't have its proper, it didn't have its name yet. And so in the contest, some sources say it was to be viewed by rulers and others by townspeople, actual real spectators here. And this is the version that I prefer because I think it's more fun.
Yes, absolutely.
So Poseidon, Zeus's brother, really his move here, and they were both supposed to like create a gift, to kind of a better gift to the people, right? And Poseidon created a well, which was very exciting initially for the people. They were like, oh shit, fresh water. This is kind of an arid climate. That's really tight. You know what it was? It was salt water, because he really leaned into the god of the ocean thing. And Great. Not super useful, right? And so Athena's turn
what a dick.
Was to plant, and then because she's a goddess, like full size, immediately, boom, there it is, an olive tree. And the first olive tree, allegedly. And it was put beside the well, and it was recognized. This kind of got the people really excited, because not only was it a potential source of food, it created shade. It could provide light with oil or the wood. And apparently Poseidon, I guess knowing that he lost, was really mad and then challenged Athena directly. And Zeus was like, stop. We're going to put this to a council. And so the council of the gods and goddesses declared Athena was the victor because she supplied the better gift to the people and to the land. So,
but what about the saltwater well?
So useful. And so the patronage of Attica was granted to Athena, hence Athens, right? So, and as a funny aside here, it seems later on that Poseidon's son, what's his name? It's really long. Halirothius? He sucks anyway. So he had a beef with these trees because he was mad that his dad lost to Athena, and he had a beef with the olive trees that were in Athens. Great. So he went to cut them down. He went to cut these trees down because he was bitter. But apparently, as he swung the axe back, either the axe head flies off and hits him in the head and kills him, or he just swings back and misses and hits his own face with the axe, and he dies.
Bro.
Both are a dumb way to die.
That is, you rolled a fucking nat.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, the dice rolled off the table and got lost. So,
and the DM said, well.
And that's not the only death of Poseidon's son. The other death is that, which is a bit more well known, is that he was killed by Ares because he assaulted Ares' daughter. So the dude just sucks. And either got
probably
killed by an axe face, or Ares himself just blew him up. So either one, he's a dead man.
Can you imagine the wrath?
Oh my God,
Ares?
no.
Yeah.
So, and with that mythology turn, let's go ahead and get into the metaphysical. We've already kind of veered our cart that direction. And of course, as we've said a bit already, there is the peace element with the olive. So maybe you're wanting to welcome some peace into your home, or maybe you're wanting to serve them at a gathering in which you're wanting to invoke peace. You know, you just want to, it's a nice thing to serve, where it's like everybody's just going to have a nice time, you know? And they're a good option for that if people like olives. And there's also literal olive branches if you want to use them in decor, but I suppose you might need to live somewhere close to them. I mean, maybe you can order them or get them from a flower shop. I've never really thought about it, but there's that as well. And prosperity is another element with the olive. And the olive harvest, again, has long been celebrated in multiple different cultures because of the life-giving qualities the olive can provide, both in the fatty nutrition that olive can give you, or again, in the light-giving oil that it can provide, and also the economic benefit, of course, because there's many places that depend on the olive harvest as a chunk of revenue to help keep things going. And so with prosperity too, you get fertility. And it seems that for some reason in particular, olives seem to make men folk quite lusty.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's because they look like little babies.
They're super, I don't know why, but I saw it all over the place. And it also not just lusty, but increasing potency. Virility. However,
how'd you like it if that's like, if a dude flirted with you and he was like, I'm very potent.
Calmly,
I would just be like, it stinks.
I push my chair out from the table we're sitting at and I walk away.
Yeah.
I'm gone.
I take out my axe and I put it in his face.
Or my own at that point, depending on how I'm feeling. Whatever gets me out of this conversation quicker.
You just, like a rocket, you just kind of shake for a second and then
you know those little things in Zelda that you put the bomb to and then the little timer things? That
they just... Yeah, that's you.
So olive leaves were very prominently worn by brides in crown form or in the hair for weddings, for fertility and prosperity purposes. A theme that still continues quite commonly to this day. If you know what olive leaves look like, if you know what you're looking for, they're very popular. Like you get on Canva and you look at wedding invites, you know, like you like the ones with olive leaves.
A lot of crests use the olive.
They're still, that's still common. There's certain designers that make really gorgeous, like kind of boutique wedding gowns and you'll see like a lot of the times the leaf accents, olive leaves. They're very distinctive shaped leaves, so you can usually tell. And so with the olive's ability to induce light via fuel, they are seen as a tool for building enlightenment of one's own self. And in reaching higher thought or maybe higher versions of oneself. And all the time, you know, we talk about how the physical mirrors the metaphysical. And here's just another example. This is a little packet of fuel to create light. And why can it not create physical light or figurative light as well? And so whether they're included in ritual work that has you kind of going outside of yourself or meditation, pursuit of wisdom, maybe you got to do some studying, get you some olives as a snack, bro. Get you a little dish, you know.
Hell
get you some olives in there.
The way I stopped studying just to focus on my olives, though.
And I feel like it'll wake your brain up because they're so intense, you know, and you're just like...
It's like biting like a lemon, you know, when you're having like a panic. It just
kind of centers you back down. And so whatever you're doing that kind of has that elevated sense of purpose, olives have that capability of light within them, whether you choose to eat them or not. Maybe you just put one out as like a symbolic offering to wisdom, if you don't like to eat them. There are ties to longevity with olives as well. Across multiple different cultures, this is a theme, and we cannot ignore the Mediterranean diet as well. Why not, But in seriousness,
healthiest diet in the world, they
doctors
say.
Love it. 9 out of 10 doctors love this one trick. And in seriousness, they could be included in workings that you're trying to establish a long timeline for. You're trying to work that long con, And again, there's the wedding example, to kind of set the tone for a long, successful union. But perhaps you're doing something else. Maybe you're dedicating yourself to your own practice, or to serving a deity or an avenue of study. Maybe...
Or making somebody's life miserable.
You're doing a gray or, darker spell, and you just fill it full of olives, so it's going to last and last and last. Yeah. Or maybe you secured a place in which you want to set down roots. Maybe you want this to be the future family property or whatever, and you want to remain there for a long time. Maybe you're manifesting something that, is a long, this is a long plan. This isn't something that is going to be manifested quickly. This is a long manifestation. You can incorporate olives into that working. Maybe they're visual. Maybe they're not. Maybe you eat them. Maybe you have them on the altar. Maybe you have imagery.
Grow them.
Could
you just casually keep like a olive bush?
So they need certain growing zones. I don't know. I was wondering about that. If you can grow, I don't know of anyone that has olive trees around here, so I'm not really certain. But certain climates, it seems, and there's so many cultivars that maybe one would work, because I would love
just to have one.
It. Oh, come on.
You just go out there.
Yes.
Don't you have to do something to olives, though? Like to
shake them. Shake that tree.
Okay. Not what I meant, but yeah. Shake them.
Olive oil and let's talk about the oil for a minute here. You know what it is? A great anointing oil. It's great. It's fine. And I use it often for candles as like a base. Like if I want to roll it in some herb, like roll it in drip some olive oil on it first so that your herbs will stick to it, And sometimes I'll make it a little bit more fancy with some extra essential oils in there. Sometimes, it's just GD olive oil that I'm sticking all over that candle. And it's a great option on its own. And so not only is it accessible and something that you can have in your cabinet that doesn't raise any eyebrows, it's just olive oil, It is the essence, so to speak, of the olive, which we've established is got quite a bit of power and meaning to it. And whether it be for peace or prosperity or longevity or love or lust or enlightenment, there's a lot that you can utilize it for. And so just because, again, we talked about this all the time, even a little bit last time with the peanut episode, just because something can be gotten at the grocery store, like we talked about earlier this episode with the spices, it doesn't mean that it doesn't have power within your practice. And olive oil is one of those really, really good options for that totally has a place in the magical cabinet as well as like the metaphysical cabinet. It's really good for that. And not to mention, aside from actual physical spells like candles and whatnot, there's always kitchen magic. They're waiting for us. And we can remember what it is we are putting into our pan or our dish. And olive oil is an example of that. Like for many, olive oil is a go-to cooking oil. And you just kind of throw it in the pan, before you cook something. But it's an opportunity to remember what it is that you're using and what it contains and kind of stir that into what it is you're making, whether it is something that you want to make for peace or for enlightenment or, that olive oil is for many dishes, the foundation of it. It's the first thing that goes in that pan and it sets your stage.
Heat it up. Throw you some garlic in it.
Just a little garlic. And it's one of those opportunities to remember something mundane that can be pretty impactful considering what it comes from. And not to mention, it's one of those chances to bring our awareness to what we do, because like it's making the mundane magical. It's like the morning coffee ritual, stirring your coffee together and putting your cream in there and kind of putting your intention into it. It's something that you do every day, and it's taking a little bit of extra effort to make it something more. And this is the same thing. You likely got some olive oil nearby, or if, it's your cooking oil that you use. And if it's not, whatever. But if it is, remember what all the olives got going on, and the oil is still the olive. It's just not the body, of the olive. But anyway, that's olives.
Delicious. Yeah. And now you're either really craving an olive right now, or you're really just like, ugh,
no, I
grumble.
I want an olive so bad it actually literally kind of hurts.
I want to go to the olive bar at Whole Foods right now.
Oh, yeah.
And just see what they got. Because that's the only place I can think of with an olive bar.
All of that oil. God.
Yeah. All that oil just swimming around.
Good.
Dude, I shit you not, I have the screen split into two. You're on one half and over here on the other. I've just got one long video of just the process of those things, squishing the oil out. I'm just like,
all I've been thinking when I was doing these notes is like the video that you sent me a few weeks ago, the pud video, I've just been like, you ever had olives?
Oh, you got a little room for pud?
They're sick, mate. Like, just
yeah. I'll have a little pud.
You didn't say that was custard.
You dirty pud boy. Pud.
I made too much pud. I'm a big fuckhead. One of my favorite part is this, just don't get in a hurry. Just leave it there. Someone will eat it.
Oh, God. Oh. Well, I wish we could share that with y'all, but TikTok's
it's on
dead,
YouTube.
so.
Don't worry. Yeah, yeah. That's where I watched it, because I don't have
dude.
TikTok. Because I thought about it the other day. I was like, man, I need that again. I was like, I just need that video again. And
can you just YouTube, what did
Christmas
you just put?
pud was what I looked up, and it immediately showed up for me. Right
there
out of the gate.
Yeah. Wow. Okay,
and it was
we're gonna have to link
wonderful
that.
as I wanted it to be. Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah. All right. I got it here. I'm gonna send this to you so you can I guess throw this in the description, or maybe just, you know what? No. I'll just post a link to it and not say anything.
That is the method that we
as
usually
is tradition.
Do.
Yeah.
Okay,
all
right, everyone.
We'll catch you later. Have a good cold week that's coming up.
You Kush Cappers. We'll see y'all again on Friday. Starting this journey, man. We're getting into it now. So buckle up. Get ready.